Okay, so I do have basically three constraints. After I define my objective, which is maximizing total profit, a max box is checked here. Don't make this min box check, otherwise, you will be completely defining a different objective function value. So the changing variables are B14 and C14. I selected them like this. Okay. And then I have to add my three constraints that says, okay, the fabrication hours that I will require, that's going to be stored here in the 15. It's going to be less than or equal to whatever my limit here, which is 84. Okay. If you hit OK, it's going to return to this main screen. If you hit Add, it's going to give you a different option to add a different decision variable. Okay. So I have to add my second constraint in finishing department. So the amount of hours that I'm going to require, it is stored here. Okay, hours used should be less than or equal to 21. So this symbol here in the symbol box, it can be changed to equality greater than or equal to. int stands for integer, so whatever values you specify there, if you click integer, it's going to make sure that that value is going to be integer. bin, it is binary. Okay, binary can be 0 or 1, so whatever value you specify here on the left hand side, if you select bin, it's going to make sure that that value is going to be either 0 or 1. Def, it is all different constraints says that, okay, whatever you selected is going to be different value. This, for example, if you select a multiple cell here, right on the left hand side, it's going to make sure that the values for those multiple cells are going to be different than each other. Okay, let's go back to our constraint that says the finishing hours should be less than or equal to 21. Okay, I will click add one more because I do have the market mix constraint. Remember, this is the left hand side should be greater than or equal to 0. Okay, you can also type values here as I did right now. Okay, and I'm basically done with my constraints. I do specify my objective here as is written in total profit cell. I do have my max box checked, okay, and then by changing variables, those two decision variables, and my three constraints. So you can see those three constraints that that are here. So there is a very important box here. It says make unconstrained variables non-negative. If this box is checked, then your decision variables are going to be automatically treated as those are positive numbers or 0, right? They cannot be negative numbers because this box is checked. So you have to make sure that you select simplex LP. I will explain what the other solvers are. And if you click solve, as you can see, these numbers automatically changed. And then the resulting file says that solver found a solution, all constraints and optimal conditions are satisfied. I would like to keep my solution, and I would like to also generate my answer, sensitivity, and limits report. Okay, those are the three reports Excel is going to generate automatically for me. And if you click OK, you get to specify what those reports are. For example, for the limits report, it says that, okay, these are just basically, when Excel created this report, what's the objective function value? As you can see, the max value is 945. And then the decision variable names, final values, the lower limit, objective results, upper limit, and objective results. Okay. For the sensitivity report, this is a very important report. So it says again, those are my decision variables. The final values are these. Reduce costs, I will explain later on what those are. Objective function coefficients, so as you can see, 50 and 65, those are the net profits that we are making for journal and decrease models. Allowable increase and allowable decrease models I will explain later on again. But allowable increase and allowable decrease, those are basically the conditions on objective function coefficients. So here I do have my my constraints, so I have 3 rows, one for each constraint. It says that the final value is equal to 0, okay, the left hand side value, The shadow price, I will explain what this is. Constraint side, right hand side, allowable increases and allowable decreases are given in sensitivity report. For the answer reports, basically, again, it's not really different than what you saw in limits report and sensitivity report. I do have a table for my objective function value, a table for my decision variables, and a table for my constraints. Okay, so let's go back to our slides and explain whether we have a different node here or not. So this is just the table that shows which formulas you should use in order to put together your Excel format, what Excel solver does, what are the main components of them. We already did that. How to add constraints. So these nodes, these slides explicitly show you how to, did the how to do the operations that we just previously did. So these are the report options. If this is up there, it means that this is the optimal solution. Okay, the best one out there. As you can see, this is a linear programming model, and then the decision variables can be fractional. There might be several possible outcomes here. For example, the first one, Excel might tell you that a unique optimal solution is found. Only one optimal solution exists, and Excel is going to give you that. There might be several other optimal solutions, and those are called alternative optimal solutions. How do we understand that? Well, if all of your constraints are satisfied and your total profit is identical to 945, but it can happen with the different values of Jordan and the cross models, right? Then in that case, we do have an alternative optimal solution. Unbounded problem, if Excel tells you that the set cell values do not converge, then it means that your problem is unbounded, meaning that for the specific problem, the objective function value goes to infinity. If that happens, then you do have an unbounded problem. And Excel might tell you that the solver could not find a feasible solution. In that case, your problem is infeasible. Basically, there is no solution for this problem. You have to go back and redefine your decision variables or redefine your constraints to make it feasible. Here is the answer report. You got to find the values here, and I will explain what what the select values are and what binding or non-binding means in a different video.